Alrighty friends, we are ready to get right back into the action. We're going to check out our 3rd and 4th place playoff. Red Monkey versus Lukas.
So what do we got going on over here? We're going to be looking at, it's an Esper list versus RDW. So it's going to be a lot of going wide, getting rid of threats, and maybe having this one's a little bit more up in the air, because if the red deck doesn't necessarily establish those Steamkins early and gets those some threats, it's going to be problematic. But some of the MVPs in this one are going to be things like Chain Whirler to deal with those the
tokens.
The tokens. This is the hero list, right?
Yeah, hero versus red deck wins.
Yeah, no heroes in hand, but you can probably assume that if you're playing red here, you're targeting those heroes as being persona non grata and just, you know, scorch earthing them off the board as soon as they make an appearance.
Oh yeah, so Runaway Steamkin on the board now for Red Monkey. Still no heroes, but we do have the Thought Erasure, which is going to take a look in Red Monkey's hand and dispatch of whatever the hell it wants, you know, because it's Thought Erasure and it's rude. So it's finding the Lightning Strike, Chandra, another Runaway Steamkin, and Viashino Pyromancer.
In this case, it's likely I might go ahead and take out the Steamkin, but he elects instead to take care of the Viashino Pyromancer, which also accounts as a wizard, meaning that those cheaper Lightning Strikes, the Wizard's Lightnings,
yeah,
are not going to be in play. He's going to have to pay full price for those, but the Steamkin still is on the board and alive and well, which can be answered by the Tyrant Scorn.
Yeah, Tyrant Scorn or Teferi Time Raveler, either option next turn for Lukas. But let's get these Steamkins rolling, getting in for 2 points of damage, pinging him down to 18. But, you know, it's Esper. They don't care about life.
What is life? Says the Esper player. It's such an existential thing to say, but he's going to pop back the Steamkin and probably say goodbye to his Teferi next turn. But it's okay, because he found himself a beautiful card. Another Tyrant Scorn is going to make short work of those Steamkins.
Exactly right. Finding a Fanatical Firebrand. Oh, I made an alliteration. Finding Fanatical Firebrand Frank off the top of the library. Just got to add in the Frank there.
That was 4. Finding Fanatical Firebrand Frank.
4 frick's sakes. Yes. Anyway, carrying on. So now we'll see Fanatical Firebrand Frank plussing the counters on the Runaway Steamkins. They're going to get in for some good points of damage, but little do they know they're going to have some Tyrant Scorn to deal with. They've pissed off Nicol Bolas. Uh-oh.
Yes, the Scorn of the Tyrant. But Frank is going to come in and swing for 1 damage, and just a little scratch puts Teferi into the graveyard. And now there's going to be a turn where you're going to have to spend some mana on getting rid of some things. Now, do you want to go ahead and waste a Thought Erasure? I say waste, but use a Thought Erasure rather on getting rid of Chandra here, or would you prefer to spend that mana on killing the Steamkins? Now, you still have 15 life. It's not the worst thing in the world. I think it's not a bad idea to go ahead and use the Thought Erasure to get rid of Chandra before it becomes a problem. And you can always go ahead and Tyrant Scorn away the bigger Steamkin here. Now, you're going to be eating a lot of damage, but
not too bad though.
No.
I mean, the Lightning Strike will swing in, or fly at the face, rather, so they'll take 4 points of damage. We got a Light of the Stage as well, so that's pretty good. So we'll see the Lightning Strike first. Let's activate the Runaway Steamkin. We can double activation with Light of the Stage as well, so 5 points of damage coming in from the creatures there. Yeah,
and this is where it's pretty scary, because it was only representing 3 damage on the board, but with all this adding on and piling onto the Steamkin, Light of the Stage, extra cards, this can get really dangerous.
Oh, that's lovely. Alright, so this is what Red Deck wants to do. They want the opponent to be tapped out. They want to do as many things as possible. So there's the option here to run out Little Frank, you know, because he can't do anything else with the mana if he empties the Steamkin. So might as well get the extra point of damage in. Let's smack him for 6, and then let's hit him in the face for 3. So taking him down to 3 life. If my maths is quick enough.
Well, he might hang on to the Lightning Strike. I don't think there's any reason to get rid of it just yet. He can always opt to just bail on it later, but we'll see how this goes.
I think Red Deck wants to go fast. So if they see an opening to smack something in the face, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, you're right on that. Now, it's worth noting earlier that he, in the Thought Erasure, he opted to go ahead and surveil away the hero. And
hero could have actually helped him a lot.
It could have helped him in that degree, but I think he wasn't going to have enough mana to really pose a threat. He was probably hoping for more removal cards or something that, like an Oath of Kaya or something to help him gain life. So in that regard, tossing away the Hero of Precinct 1 is purely just a matter of you know, you're in survival mode, and that's not really going to help you, especially when you're staring down the barrel of a lightning strike in his hand.
So we're going to see a lot of the life gain and the board removal, or board wipes, I should rather say, come in, and the hero going out. So creature package out, bring in all the death and destruction off the sideboard that I can possibly muster as the Esper control player. Red deck, I bet you they're just ready to rock and roll. Like, yeah, we're good.
And it's always interesting for me when you're playing a hero against a RDW to get rid of the excuse me, the hero precinct 1, because if he does hit the board and he isn't immediately removal, you can sort of start chaining off a few chump blockers as well and getting that going. Not to mention, a hero of precinct 1 on the board also works as just a vacuum for a shock, a lightning strike, or so that's damage that's not going to phase. I don't know if that's mana well spent, but if it does stick, it's good. He's opting instead to go just hero-less in this case.
Yeah. We need a hero. I'm on the bench.
Yeah, he's just
I'm on lunch.
I'm on lunch. Now look at this hand. This is a spectacular hand to start off with. If you're Lukas,
that's so dirty. It's only missing the Thought Erasure, but I bet you he top decks it.
Oh, he'll find it. I mean, if not, he's got the Tyrant Scorn to sort of get rid of whatever is going to cause him trouble. Not to mention Oath of Kaya to get rid of a potential Chain Whirler or something on the other end there. But he's got options here. He's going to probably drop down the Godless Shrine, and opting instead. There's no rush just yet.
There's just no 1 mana threat you want to get rid of. So rather preserve the life. Let's not punch ourselves in the face, because the red deck's going to be doing that enough for us. So no turn 2 play either, so now's a good time to duress if he wants to, but deciding just to hang on to it for a little while.
No, he wants to be playing his cards on his opponent's turn right now. The Steamkin's going to come down, and it's going to be met with Tyrant Scorn, meaning that you've got options to go ahead and play that Teferi on curve. You're not wasting your turns to try to answer things. I think that this is totally fine how he's doing this here.
Oh yeah. So, as you said, he's going to wait. He's waiting. Hey, alright.
Oh, this is going to go with the... He's going to bounce it back. Okay.
Bounce it back, yeah. Bounce it back, draw another card. Just slowing down the red deck, because the slower they go, the better it is for Lukas.
Wise man once said, let's slow things down.
Oh, God. Hurry up.
Yeah. Reverse.
He's so confused. The other wants to go slow or fast. He's like one of those people you go in a car with and they don't know how to, accelerator control.
Oh, yeah. They got 1 foot on each pedal.
Oh, God.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Alrighty, so Oath of Kaya is going to dispatch of this poor little itty-bitty Steamkin. No growing for you, friend. No punching me in the face. You still have the duress in hand, but we're gonna play it on the upkeep. Let's take a look and see what you got there. Chandra, Tybalt. Tybalt might not be a bad pull for me to get rid of.
Yeah, I think you're gonna bail on the Chandra here. It's your most prominent threat from the hand that you can see there. I mean, you can deal with other things that are potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
And look what's going on here. You got another Oath of Kaya. You've got your opponent who's going to have to bust out their spells on their own turn because of their instance, rather, on their turn because of the fact that you're running Teferi. And
oh, Teferi.
Yeah, once he hits the board, it's kind of it's a dangerous thing.
Oh, look at him. This is wasting his life total because he can play an Oath of Kaya, smack down the wizard possibly, or even Tybalt. Yeah, let's get rid of Tybalt. We can gain some life, but not off of that yet because he was still on the board. So we do have the Tyrant Scorn to get rid of the wizard or the Vision Pyromancer. But again, upkeep, Thought Erasure. Let's take a look. Goodbye, light of the stage. Just siphoning any ability to draw cards for Red Monkey. Now
here, the Vision Pyromancer, is worth noting, is can actually target the Teferi, so the Teferi is going to die this turn because the Vision comes down, rains 2 damage onto the onto the Teferi here.
Yeah, and then just finish it off with either of the creatures. Get in for the 1 point of damage and back to 20.
And now,
and now we can begin.
And now it's now we can actually have a game going. So, unfortunately, there's something called Big Teferi that is just weighted in his hand right now, just biding his time. And that beautiful Oath of Kaya is just saying, "Yeah, you hit me and I gain life. I no care.
Me no care." So Big Teferi now drawing cards, untapping things. He's got D-Spark and Tyrant Scorn at his disposal. So yeah, pretty much any creature that hits the board for Red Monkey is going to get obliterated. But there's...
Oh god.
That's gonna get eaten so quickly. That bird's not gonna live on the board for more than 1 second.
No. This
is gonna get rid of it so fast.
Yeah, you can even wait on the D-Spark. You might actually Tyrant Scorn away something that's pretty ugly. But unless he just opts to hang on to the Tyrant Scorn for something, you know, a little bit more dangerous. But we'll see how this goes. He's probably just going to go get rid of the... he'll get rid of the Viashino Pyromancer, which keeps his Teferi nice and healthy, at least for another turn. Yeah.
Nice and alive. Let's go drawing cards again. Let's untap things at the end of our turn. Oh, hello. Enter the God Eternals. That's the card I wanted to see played. Goodbye, dear little Gitu Lava Runner. You're going to die. So deal 4 damage. Bin 4 cards.
This is a disgusting...
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's where the recovery card comes, because you're playing against RDW, and how do you have more life than your opponent? You haven't really done anything. You haven't attacked with a single creature, and suddenly you're at 28 to 16, and life looks real rosy for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oath of Kaya can sort of really play the difference in this role, especially when the Planeswalkers are posing a threat to the RDW. Yeah. Usually RDW would just ignore the Planeswalkers and just continue to roll face, but in this case, they're actually going after it, and it's chipping away some damage, giving some extra life to Lukas.
Yeah. Like, cool, I'll gain 2 life, thank you very much, and you will lose 2. Haha. But then we'll see the D-Spark exiling the birdie, so no elemental to come back from in the next turn.
Yeah.
So this is a really unfortunate spot for Red Monkey to be in. Absolutely no way of drawing cards. Teferi's on the board, posing a threat every single turn, and there's this, you know, zombie dude. Oh, Cry of the Carnarium, that's rough.
Yeah, it just seems like every card he's drawing, when you're playing against these decks and you're like, well, he's got 1 card. What's the chance that it's the perfect answer? That's just asking for it. And in this case, he's just top decking and finding the answer every single time. And we'll see what he draws over here. It's just land. It's just harmless land.
It's not doing anything. 30 life he's on. Holy Moses. Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't think that you want to even play Cry the Carnarium until there's a significant reason to.
Yeah.
Because you're putting pressure on your opponent as it stands. But he's going to go for it anyways.
Yeah, go for it. Exiles the creatures. Fanatical Firebrand can explode himself to deal 1 point of damage. Probably going towards Teferi, because why wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it's the haha.
At least I got to hit you, you stupid thing.
Yeah, it's like if you trip and fall down the stairs, but you give the finger as you go. It's essentially what this is.
Oh no, it's going towards the...
But a clever play here.
Just in case.
Dealing the 1 damage... Oh no, it didn't work out.
No, because it's exiled. It's when it dies. The other little friendly face. So Runaway Steamkin is a great card, but it's not going to do anything against this board right now. It can just hang out and save face for like, I don't know, 2 seconds. Another Teferi. So you know what? Let's
draw.
Just draw cards, and then we'll draw some more cards,
and then draw.
Yeah, just yeah.
Oath of Kai is a nice, little. Emergency button to push in case things get out of control. But I mean, as it stands right now, it's not even close.
It's not even close, no. There is a Lava Coil though, so that will get rid of the dude man. The zombie. What do we have? Do we have a name for him?
He's just an amassed army. We can just... is Clarence.
Clarence, okay. So
Clarence is gone.
Lava Coil getting rid of Clarence. We will see the swing in for 2. Possibly against a fairy.
Go for it, baby. Now's your chance.
Yeah, no.
Steamkin.
Face. Go, Steamkin. Steamkin's just like, I hate you so much right now.
Now that's the beauty about playing RDW, is that after a certain point you have no cards and thought erasure is just a formality. Oh wow, talk about overkill.
Yeah, overkill. So he can do whatever he wants now. He's got 2 Teferis. He's got Elite Guard Mage gaining life. I think this is the point where Red Monkey's got to scoop it up and hope to go faster next round, because at this point Esper is just so far in the lead, it's not even funny. Yeah,
he's a turn or 2 away from Teferi doing Teferi things and going big time minus, and then it's kind of all over there. But he can go minus, play Teferi again, and then just he's laughing, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dovin's nope, just to add insult to injury. Let's take another look at the card. Now this is where Esper is just such a great deck. It just refills the hand. Oh, should I just say Teferi's a damn good card.
This is so sad.
Oh no, it's gonna get noped. Here it comes. Are you ready for it?
Well, I'm
Start
ready.
crying, chat.
I'm ready.
Oh, feels bad, man.
And it glows red.
It
just
does.
to say, like, I know you're red.
All right, red monkey's over it. He's saying, cool, let's go to the next game, pretty please. He's got to go quicker than that. If it gets past turn 5 or 6, he is not looking pretty, so...
Yeah, he didn't see any of the hero in that package, so I wonder if it's actually going to be switched up, if he's going to maybe put hero back in, but it seemed like the
I think it worked perfectly well without hero, honestly.
he had a great curve from the start to finish, those Tyrant Scorns and the duress.
Dirty.
But to be fair, it's not like Red Monkey exactly had the greatest hand also to sort of start rolling. You know, when you're drawing a mediocre hand, like those Planeswalkers are great and all, but that's not what you want early. You want to be establishing more of a board early. But it worked out. I mean,
yeah.
It seemed like it was just all roses for Lukas there.
But on the plus side, Red Monkey is going first, and if he can curve out like a crazy person, he might take this away.
Even as a slightly maladjusted person, he'll have a chance. That's still also an option here.
So let's see which hands the players decide to keep. Red Monkey, I bet you, is going first. I'll bet you $10, Flake.
Yeah, I would imagine. And in this case, Lukas is putting in his secret code, the secret cheat code that allows you to draw a thought erasure every single time as a Esper player. He's just punching in that code right now, and there it is. Yep, perfect.
The code was accepted. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yep, mark it. There it is. The cheat code has been accepted.
Oh, that's such a dirty hand. I love it. And did he keep a one-lander? Oh dear. Did you keep a no-lander? Oh, there we go. There's the land. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay there. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that was kind of a filthy thing. Now, if he does not top deck land, this is going to be kind of problematic.
He does have light of the stage that can help him out.
That's definitely why he kept that card right there. But
he will be able to play it before Thought Erasure becomes an issue, though, so that's probably what he was thinking there. It's like, it's okay. I just need to get to my turn 2 without any shenanigans like a duress, and I'll be fine. And
there's that Teferi, and you could have probably got away with this if, Teferi sort of stayed at the bottom of Lukas's deck for a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't happen this time, though.
So let's see what we get off of the draw. What is it? Light of the stage, finding.
Well, he found land, and that's already a good shot there.
Yeah, found land. That's good. That's good. I'm going to try and resync the streams quickly here, friends. Don't cross the streams.
Oh, my lord.
Get that back in sync with each other.
No problem. If we can't get it in sync, we might get it Backstreet Boys. We're going to try.
Oh, you nerd.
I guess. What am I going to argue?
No, that's fine. Thought Erasure now taking a peek in the hand, seeing that there's no other land in sight, so may just get the next threat. Lightning Strike? Sure, why not? Goblin? Sure, why not? You know.
Well, there's a
few options.
Yeah, there's definitely some options here that you can take. I think your biggest threat right now would be Goblin Chainwhirler, but he's not guaranteed a land to play it. So do you just take out a Lightning Strike? Do you take up the Chandra? I mean, you have the Teferi to sort of negate one of the threats on the board. There's all kinds of options.
It's taken a long time deciding about this. He's like, okay, what don't I like? And you know what? He took Frank. He took the little red monkey. I bet you red monkey's mad about it. I'd be mad about it.
Now that's a psychological move.
Yeah, that's just like, give me.
Yeah, that's just like, I see what you're getting at here. But those monkeys can they do
a good job. Esper often goes down to 1 life, and sometimes a monkey's all you need, friends. Speaking of which, swinging in for 1 point of damage, smacking Teferi in the face, taking Lukas down to 17. Friends, if you're just joining us, this is the 3rd and 4th place playoff between Red Monkey and Lukas. We're going to light up the stage, we're going to find some cards, and those cards are going to be Tybalt and Lightning Strike.
And if...
No land.
Yeah, if Red Monkey could have curved out a little bit of land here, he would have had a board that can definitely challenge what's going on Lukas's side, because Lukas is still... he's had some great cards, he's had some options, but Teferi's going to come down, and Teferi would have nullified one of the issues on the board, but the problem is that he only has 1 body on the board, so what is Teferi really going to do? He's gonna uptick, and suddenly, you're going to be wasting resources to try to bring him down. If there was 1 extra body on the board for Red Monkey, it would have been a different story. Unfortunately, just not finding those mountains.
Little Red Monkey going back to the hand of Red Monkey and finding a swamp off the top of the library. So he's sitting pretty. He's got all his mana sorted. He's got big threats, flyers in the air. He's got life gain. He's got Enter the God Eternals to deal with any big things that come down, like the Goblin Chain Whirler. Finding the land, finally. So we will see land number 3. And we will see Frank replayed, it seems. Will Frank go?
And this is an interesting one. You can go ahead, hit Fanatical Firebrand, and go straight at the Teferi. You could have also dropped the Goblin Chain Whirler.
Yeah, Goblin Chain Whirler would have killed him.
But in that case, then that means that you're sacrificing the cards that you had in...
You know, maybe playing the Chain Whirler there was better. I think that may have been a mistake.
That was interesting. Why would you not go...
Kill it with Frank.
Yeah.
Go face with more damage and kill Teferi with Frank.
That seemed a little bit suspect over there. And so the reason why I think he didn't play Chain Whirler there is because he wanted to take advantage of the cards that light up the stage we're offering him before they went away. But that's two damage that's now off the board, and that didn't go face. That seemed a little bit messed up, a little bit of a mess up there, but
it's all right. He has got Elite Guard Mage down to deal with now, so the Lightning Strike will dispatch of that. Fanatical Firebrand will swing in for the extra point of damage at Teferi's face. Always nice when you can smack Teferi. Pretty sure he's the person everyone wants to smack.
Yes.
Him or Domri.
But he looks like he does like Pilates. He'd kick my ass.
Why Pilates?
Yeah, seriously. You know what would happen? I would try to smack his face and he'd be like, reverse! And then just nail me.
It's like trying to fight Morpheus, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Lord.
Show up, I'd be like, I know Kung Fu. And you're like, oh yeah? I untapped 2 lands. Reverse!
Reverse.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got Teferi, Hero of Dominaria down now. Drawing cards and tapping lands. We've got Tyrant Scorn and D-Spark available for Lukas. Red Monkey has got Chandra, Pigeon. It's the Phoenix thing. It's a pigeon. And Goblin Chain Whirler to do some shenanigan stuff and things. But let's see if any of them ever live.
That's the issue, right? I mean, Phoenix is usually one of the best threats you can have against decks that play control. The issue is that there's so many cards now that exile versus kill, so Phoenix is kind of losing a little bit of its luster. It was such a dangerous card before Lava Coil came out, and it only got worse because other colors are now getting tools to exile, and D-Spark is just it's a 2-mana card that just says goodbye to that beautiful Phoenix that, as majestic and as fiery as it is, its life is short-lived. Back to the ashes with you, Phoenix.
Yep. So here we're gonna see, Hostage Taker. Yeah, sure, why not? I like your stuff. Could I play it? There's nothing to kill the Hostage Taker in the hand of Red Monkey, so no real threat that Lukas senses. I'm just gonna take your stuff, and it's gonna be my birdie next turn.
My goodness, this is not looking too good for Red Monkey. Again, Experimental Frenzy is just laughing. It's somewhere swimming in the deck.
Have we seen it once? We have seen it once.
We've seen it once.
Yeah, we saw it once, and it just didn't show up again. I think it's got stage fright, honestly.
It's there. It's just chilling out. It's in the, what people don't understand is that within the last 5 to 10 cards of every deck is a nice, like, there's a hot tub, there's an open bar.
I didn't know that.
So all the cool cards, you typically just reside in there, having pina coladas and stuff. But now, unfortunately, Experimental Frenzy is chilling out at the bottom of the deck.
Well, this is at least a bit of a reprieve here, I suppose, or a bit of a relief for Red Monkey. Not even, because that went away.
Yeah. And that's the problem, is once you fall behind, once you sort of lack the board, having an established board, you're gonna succumb to the Esper power of keeping lands open, having responses all the time, slowing the game down, and really just crushing your opponent with so many tools.
Yeah, so the only option here he's got is the Goblin Chain Whirler, which is going to eat a Enter the God Eternals next turn, and we're going to be swinging in for so many points of damage. Let's see what he bins. Monkey, get to lava on a shock, and I think that was a lightning strike.
He is closer to Experimental Frenzy, that's all we gotta say.
Maybe we'll find it, maybe we can coax him out of the bar area. Is it an open bar? That would explain why he's hanging out there.
It could be an open bar. Now, here you can actually God Eternals your own Phoenix and make a bigger... Can you not make a bigger... Can you God Eternals your own card?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. But if he does it, that would be really cool to see. But nope, that's going to do it. Red Monkey drawing mountains. Unfortunately, his land's misbehaving like it's nobody's business. So there you go. Lukas coming out on top. He is our 3rd place. This is what we got up next. We're going to be seeing David versus Mohamed. Bant versus Simic Nexus. It's gonna be dope.
So we're going to be queuing into this game right now. We're going to be looking at...
Hey, look, back again's back again.
Here he is, all the way to the finals. And he has made it all the way through. He has, ridden that... Excuse me, he has ridden the Nexus of Fate all the way to the top there. And Wilderness Reclamation and Search for Escanta with 3 lands.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty sneap. I would like that hand, please. Thank you.
Yeah, there's no reason why you should ever toss that away. That is essentially looking pretty good, especially while you're going to start fixing your draws with Search for Escanta. Wilderness Reclamation is going to get you on the board and rocking and rolling, which means that your lands essentially have got twice the amount of reach to really do some damage.
So, kicking things off, island on the board. That's all we can do for turn 1. But we do have the Incubation Druid in the hand there for Bus, so we're going to get some ramp. Kicking things off, we got a nice Hungry Hydra, Cavalier Thorns. Wow, that hand is pretty stacked. Yeah,
both hands are looking pretty solid now. Drawing taking that growth spiral off the top gives them options to actually go fishing for more cards later. But yeah, like you said, from Bus's side over there, he's got a nice set of lands. He's got the Risen Reef ready to rock and roll when he needs it. The Incubation Druid comes out for some extra gusto. And for getting those, for offering the ramp to really put some pressure on early, because that's what you need to do against Nexus. Is you got to make sure that you're
gotta kill him quick, or never take a turn ever again. So we got the growth spiral in hand. We'll see that dropping the island down. Saw him keeping the land on top of the library just in case the growth spiral whiffs. You want to get that. You want to get the maximum value off the growth spiral. Draw a card and play a land. Keep up with the ramp that the Bant ramp deck is doing. We're going to see the Hungry Hydra hitting the board.
Yeah, and that's a pretty safe play right there. You're going to get a Hydra down with some decent amount of counters on it. And, I mean, nothing to fight, so it's just going to get big, bad, and nasty.
Yeah. 4/5?
4/5 with trample.
All right, go fast, smack face. No fogs yet in the hand of...
No, nothing to...
the Nexus player.
Yeah, nothing to really negate that damage that's coming in. The Wilderness Reclamation. I mean, but again, you have 20 life. It's not a big deal. You still got some time to sort of, make sure that you can set up your own win condition, your own chain of events, before you have to start worrying about the damage and such that's on the board. I think that he's not terribly worried just yet. He's gonna go fishing.
Yeah, he's fine.
Another game of Koi Pond. In this case, I guess it's Koi Pond.
It's no monkey.
No, it's Koi Pond Hydra Druid.
It's Koi Pond Hydra Druid.
It's a new game. It's we're out of closed beta. We're into open beta for Koi Pond.
So we're gonna see the Jellyfish Hydra now. Perhaps.
Yeah, no land.
Drawing some cards. Let's find some more land.
Yeah, no land is coming out here, so he's gonna have to just drop in the Hydra Crisis for 2. Draw another extra card here. He could also just play the Risen Reef and see what he can do.
Yeah. Oh, God, Eternal Ketra's not bad, but it's not land. So, yeah, let's see what he can find there. But the 4/5 Hydra is doing some work on the life total there of Back Again, who does have a Nexus of Fate ×2 in hand. And Bus has to go quick here, or he is in a pickle. I mean, Wilderness Reclamation, we're going to see Nexus down. We're going to see shenanigans. This is not looking good.
No.
For Bus. Little does Bus know that there are 2 Nexus of Fates in his future.
Yeah, and he can start rolling with those right now, because Nexus of Fate is going to come down. He already has the stop put down on the end of his turn there, so he's going to float some mana, and this is where it starts to get disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you see Wilderness Rec and the mana starting to be floated over.
Yeah, manual tapping is always a bad sign.
Oh, God. Especially if you're playing against mono red and they're doing that.
Oh.
It's like, what are you doing?
I had mono blue tap manually against me once. I'm like, but why? You only have islands.
Well, maybe they named them.
I don't know, maybe. This is Frank.
Yeah.
This is Susie. This is Joe.
This is Steve the island and Carl the island, and you just you have favorite islands in this case.
Yeah.
But it's
everyone's got their favorite lands. Come on.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And but still, if you manually tap a monocolor, you're a scumbag. That's just a scientific fact. It's been proven through the ages.
Alrighty.
Pretty sure Bill Nye did a TED talk about it.
Probably.
Okay, well, Blast Out is going to be tossed into the ground. No big deal. Again, now this is where it gets really, really yucky. Here we go. Hinterland Harbor, giving a little bit more land. Tameo most likely coming through. Nexus of Fate. Oh, there's so many gross things that are about to happen.
Yeah, there are.
And this is where Buzz is just saying...
If you're Buzz, he's sitting there going, shit.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough cookie to swallow, because he's got Just a few turns to wait before you can even possibly have a chance at doing anything here.
Yeah. So this is the part where Bus hopes that Nexus whiffs. Or I should say Tamio whiffs. Not finding it in the top of the library, though. So gonna have to go digging elsewhere for another Nexus, but he's got another turn coming up. So back again will be back again for turn number, what's this, 3 now?
Yeah. Getting value on those turns, baby.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like getting, like, you know, some people get paid by the hour. It's the same thing. Nexus players get paid by the turn.
Oh, so Nexus back into the deck it goes. Drawn from Dreams is hanging out there, giving them the ability to dig down into the deck and just find all the goodness they could possibly want.
Yeah, it's a vicious card. Being able to look at so many cards and pick and choose what you want, it is, you know, it's a shopper's dream. You just kind of, you open up the store and then it's just to the races with what you want. Again, with Wilderness Wreck just giving you so much mileage off of your land. There's just, and the worst part is that we've already called, this is our 3rd Nexus match that we called?
Yep.
So there's only so much you could talk about while he goes ahead and kind of...
We could start writing a limerick if you wish.
It's a little bit of a... The thing about it is that I don't know how I can very tactfully say this, but when you're watching a Nexus player doing it, it's like a... It's a spherical tug is kind of how I can possibly... You can probably, you know, maybe use a few different synonyms for that, but it's a spherical tug of plays until you get what you want and then it goes on. But like you know, if you're a Bus right now, you're just sitting back and, you know, flipping through TV Guide.
Maybe he's knitting.
It's possible.
We'll ask him afterwards. Let's ask him how many jerseys he knitted for charity during these turns.
How long is your scarf that you've just made?
Oh goodness. So digging through the deck, basically how we spoke about it earlier. It's just like playing with your deck, completely available to you on the the table.
Playing with your deck. That's pretty much what I was trying to get at. That's exactly what I was trying to allude to. If you're an Nexus player, it's you're playing with your deck. And
oh no.
Yeah.
All right, before this gets out of hand, let's go looking for more Nexus of Fates, shall we? Tamio digging, not finding anything, but binning all the stuff and things.
But hold on a second. We have a search for Ascanta to also find 2 Nexus of Fates and 2 Tamios.
What the?
That's 2 of a kind.
This is just woof.
Hold on a second. Ugh.
Yeah.
Just gonna.
Oh, Red Monkey says he had time to cook lunch during his. Are you lying?
No, that's what we were saying. We honestly.
We thought you did your taxes.
Yeah, I put my money down on you going to like the DMV and like renewing your driver's license or something, or you know, like this is a good time to go get audited. Like, you know, let's have that. That's less painful.
Oh goodness. So Bus can only sit and wait. There's another Wilderness Reclamation. I think this game is pretty much done and dusted. It's just a matter of time before Back Again finds his Nissa, who shakes the world and wins the game. He's got the mobilized district as well. He could just go swinging in with if he wanted to. Search for his Cantic and dig through, find whatever the hell he wants. Narset Parcher of Veils is going to prevent any card draw for Hydroid if he ever gets back to his turn, but I do not think Bus is going to get another turn here.
Yeah, that's not in the cards. That's not happening.
Oh look, another Wilderness Reclamation.
Hey, no, that's fine. That's fine. Well, I mean, we could float as much mana as we want.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's do it again. Woo! So what's he got there? He's got 6, so he can't get both down.
Hold on a second. What is he going to choose to look for?
I wonder. Do you think it might be Nexus of Fate?
How dare you?
Now, as much as we rag on the card, friends, Nexus is a very tricky deck to play. And some of the best Magic players in the world pilot this beautifully. So even though we dislike it immensely, you are still going to see the best players in the world play the best games of Magic with this silly deck. So, yeah.
So that hot take is sponsored by Nexus of Fate.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as we dislike the card, it does take skill to play. So, Back Again is not here by chance, you know. He's worked his way here, so kudos to them. Taking nothing away from the players. Bus as well, bringing the Bant ramp deck.
Oh, wait.
Not being able to play it at the moment, though, because Back Again is being selfish and not giving him a turn.
Who needs turns?
Needs turns.
Wait a second. Does he take another turn? What is going on?
I think he does.
Let's just continue to Nexus of Fate.
2 more turns, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a scoop here from Bus. I don't think there's a way that he can get out of this.
Well, partially because my bus leaves in 4 hours, so I want to be able to catch it in time, but we're all good. It's no big deal because we found koi fish, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, goody, koi fish. So we're going to go have a look in the deck again, but we got another Nexus of Fates. Got a Root Snare just in case we ever do get a turn from Bus.
You have such an optimistic outlook on life.
We are not going to see it. Come on. The writing's on the wall here for this. Just saying.
Oh, the district has decided to mobilize, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there we go. See, that's the win condition. I think if Bus is not conceding, he needs to now apply pressure and get this over and done with because, no one wants to be in a Nexus loop forever and ever. Amen. It's like a different version of hell, isn't it?
Yeah,
what's it? 7 circles of hell?
Yeah, this
is probably one of them.
Oh, this is at least 5.3. Like, it's pretty vicious. The unfortunate aspect of this is that you're kind of sitting on your own side, and it's not like it's an insta guarantee that once your opponent sort of pops off with 4 or 5 mana on the board to start this loop going, it could get broken. They could have a run of bad luck.
Yeah, there's chances of it whiffing. So you gotta stick it out and just try. But
I think it's safe to say we're at that point where maybe it's not gonna happen. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see Koi Pond again.
Oh, Koi Pond. That's
the thing, because the Drawn from Dreams has given you extra reach into your deck to find those cards. Tamiyo is another one that lets you search for a Scanta when flipped, is another opportunity to go ahead and hunt for that card. And Wilderness Reclamation again just gets exceptional mileage off of your lands. And
there we go. Bus has had enough. He's like, nope, I will save you the time from clicking. Let's go to game 2. Let's go bring in some things that help me against Nexus, says Bus49. So for sideboarding,
yeah, well, he's
probably gonna find some more boop spells, getting things off the board just in case they become a threat.
Yeah, I don't think he needs creature threats. I think he needs more so nullification of his opponent's
Just
thing. So
slow him down,
Yeah, like the Hydroid Crisis, as dangerous and crazy as it can be, it's not really gonna help you out. You want to be able to sort of disrupt what your opponent's doing. Maybe we'll see I don't know if the Bronto fit in there in order to get rid of Wilderness Wreck and such, but that's essentially how that's going to go. Is you just get, once you get caught in that purgatory of watching your opponent self-gratify.
It's like Groundhog Day.
Oh yeah, except Bill Murray's hilarious, and this is a painful experience, and to sit through when your opponent is just it's kind of like your opponent is doing the world's worst jig and you're sitting there watching it and you pay for it.
Singing off key. Ugh.
Yeah, and you're like, well, I paid for a goddamn ticket, so I might as well sit through it. So that's kind of how that goes.
Oh, lordy. So taking a few minutes extra here, then his opponent is ready to rock and roll back again. Just thinking what he wants to bring in here. Bus is like, I am locked and loaded, let's go. I need to go fast. I need a smack face. I need you dead before Wilderness Reclamation hits the board.
Pretty much that's how it goes, and you run 4 of them, right? 4 Wilderness Racks, those and the Tamiyo to sort of extra, to dig extra deep. You don't really. The thing about this deck is you don't really need many pieces in order to get it going, because so many of them.
We saw him claw back in the previous round, just by carefully managing the mana and finding exactly what he needed to get this loop going continuously. So yeah, you don't really need all that much to start popping off.
Now, we did see him keep 3 root snares, but we did also see Bus remove some of his big game threats, some of his stompier threats. But that hand looks okay. You're going to be able to ramp into Risen Reef, and that might... Oh, maybe not, because you found a tap line. So you found the Temple of Mastery, which doesn't allow him to ramp into Risen Reef, unfortunately, because that would have been a dream come true.
Yeah, he's got to hope to find a blue source somewhere in there. We're gonna see the breeding pool down. Gonna enter tap. Nothing we can do on turn 1 for back again. Bus has found a Sun Petal Grove.
Yeah, that's...
We'll get the Scry off here, I think, swinging for 1 with the Llanowar Elf. Might as well put him to good use. Find a land, keep it on top, perhaps. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine, I would say. I mean, he's already got the Risen Reef that's gonna come down and further sort of cycle through his deck a little bit. Elemental, the Cavalier of Thorns will get an extra trigger off the Risen Reef.
Importantly, he's got 2 negates in hand, Bus. So if he can
that
time
breaks
it
the
correctly,
cycle, yeah,
that can break the cycle. That can stop Nexus, that can stop Wilderness Reclamation, that can stop Tamio. So it's gonna have to use those strategically in order to break the cycle and let him have another frickin' turn.
Yeah, and that's typically where you have to sort of weigh where these cards are going to come into, into play at their most impactful.
Yeah.
Do you negate the cards that help you reach for your Nexus and help you get there, or do you negate the cycle that's going to eventually kill you? It's difficult to say because
we've got a cat fight going on here. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, it's hissing at him.
Oh my goodness.
Rude kitty. Always a good little kitty. You are. I do like these cats. Alrighty, so we got Blink of an Eye, which we could use, I suppose, but keep it for bigger threats. This little Llanowar elf is not doing too much damage, just a pesky threat.
Bam! Look at that.
1 point of damage.
No, a Llanowar elf that attacks is not a good Llanowar elf.
No, it's not. You're supposed to give me my big dumb critters.
But he did not drop his Risen Reef.
He didn't. I was curious about that. I think he wants to keep up the negates, just in case there's something.
No, that's definitely what it is. I think he's looking to probably crush out some other... but he could have still done it.
Yeah, he could have still done it because I didn't have the mana. So on turn 4 is when the shenanigans start happening.
So what was he afraid of there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Teferi.
Stage fright.
Everyone's just scared of Teferi. You think it's in every deck.
Yeah, but there's no white sources, right? So there's
I know. It's a Simic deck. Teferi's not in here.
Shows up. Hello.
Yeah, imagine. Could you imagine that? I mean, Simic thievery is a thing. Could mass manipulate a Teferi off the other side of the board. But not on turn 3. Anyway.
I'm just curious why that Risen Reef is just sort of sitting by and,
Well, it's turn 4 now, so keeping up the negate makes sense here.
Now it does, but he attacked with his Llanowar elf. He would have had the mana to... Oh no, he's only got the 1 blue.
Yeah, he's only got the 1 blue, so Risen Reef isn't doing anything until we find another source
he missed his opportunity before. He could have dropped it when his opponent was still on 2 land, but hey, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the finals here, so I don't know what the thought process is here, but this is where it becomes a game of chicken. It's like,
oh yeah, it's like, do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it?
I dare you to negate my opt. I dare you. No, never negate the opt. Negate what the opt gets.
Yeah. Search for his count is a pretty good negate. And then he's got the other negate for the next threat coming down, which at this point is Tamio.
The issue...
Should find the Wilderness Wreck, though.
Yeah, the issue here is the fact that he's not finding the extra source of blue mana, meaning he's got to make a choice every turn. Do I hold on to a negate, or do I Risen Reef? There's some more blue, so that gives him a lot more options here to actually start pressuring and protecting with negate.
We pressure, but we also protect. Yeah.
Heck yes.
So here we go. Land in, smack yourself in the schnoz, and we're gonna see Cavalier. Ooh, okay. Sure.
Okay, well, I
Cavalier
mean,
of Thorns.
that's a big threat to put on the board. He's packing 2 root snares though, and the blink of an eye.
If he finds a land on top though, he's good. He's got his negate mana up. Does it come in tapped?
No,
it comes in untapped. Sweet.
If he finds it.
Thank you, tooltips. If he finds it. Yeah, there we go. Found some land. It's a nice play there. Keeps the negate available. Binning a whole bunch of goodness. Nissa entered the bin there, such as well as the Risen Reef.
Now you could always just, even if you're not packing that negate, you're still holding, you can bluff with that 2 mana, but at the same time, those negates now are kind of holding back against deck hostage just a little bit over here, especially since there's not really much.
So now you can see he's cautious of this negate. 2 mana up, that's suspicious. He's gonna run this search out though. He'll still leave up the root snare for himself if he wants to protect face, which I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, I mean, unless he decides to blink of an eye to sort of mitigate that damage and then force your opponent into committing all that mana the next turn. But that also gets another trigger of Cavalier to sort of figure out what you want to play. But I don't think that this is what you negate. I think there's other things like Wilderness Reclamation that you might be a little bit more inclined to do so. Or on the other hand, you might just save those negates to break Nexus cycles. It's completely possible.
He hasn't found the Nexus yet, so he does have that. He's got a little bit of time still. He's got to try and get as many points of damage in against back again that he can, but the root snares are going to be a bit tricky. I don't think there's ever a consideration to negate the root snares unless you can get the win off of it.
Yeah,
you can get lethal.
The only reason you would, the only reason you do it is if you can actually find lethal with it, and it's happened. Like, I've been able to do that.
Yeah,
but you know, it wasn't that's not why negate's in there. It's not in there for root snares, right? It's in there for you know, engine pieces that your opponent will play. I think this is just a blink of an eye, but he also might want to save the blink of an eye where he can play it with the kicker to draw the card.
I think we want to draw cards here, but let's see what back again decides to do. Do we just take the damage? Do we kick back the Cavalier, allowing him to dig through the top of the library again? It's going to be just the good old 2 mana blink. So back to the hand for the Cavalier. Saving the root snares for a later attack from Bus 49.
And this is totally fine because you can still drop the Cavalier again and keep 2 mana open for a negate.
There you go. And probably going to see the Cavalier replayed, keeping up the 2 mana yet again, so it's not too shabby.
And unfortunately, Risen Reef has purchased front row seats, but doesn't have the backstage pass because he's just sitting there watching.
He'll come into play eventually. Well, maybe not, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. So it's getting to the point where Bus is worried about being in Nexus territory, right? So he's holding on to those negates for dear, dear life.
Yeah, and that's not a bad play. And he could negate right here.
Yeah, I think... we got 2 Tamios though, so it's not much of a risk for back again to throw this out. He doesn't know that there are 2 negates, but easy target here for Bus.
Yeah, because this also locks up his turn as well, and allows the Bus to go ahead and start maybe establishing a board a little bit better. But again, now that's those negates are exceptionally valuable in his hand. They're worth so much. But Bronto, yeah, that is a great pickup because that can kill the Wilderness Wreck as well, meaning that the negate is now no longer, you know, destined for that 1 card.
Oh, that is a very, very timely draw. A flipped Azcanta is a poopy Azcanta for any other player. But there is a spare in the hand of back again, so the search for Azcanta will come back again. But instead, Risen Reef has made an appearance. Hi, buddy.
Hey.
We can actually play both, though. Yeah, we're gonna play both.
He's got the mana open.
Found the land, yeah.
There's no problem there. Bronto's gonna be, you know, on the board doing his Bronto-ish things.
If there's no negate target, then Bronto can pop off at the end step and just kill that search for Azcanta. He doesn't know about the second one in hand, but he'll deal with it when it comes to it.
Again, just
holding on to that counterspell for dear life.
Yeah, back again has had duplicates of a lot of important cards like Search for Azcanta, Tamio. The root snares, I mean, they're not the worst things in the world. I don't think having both right now is important, but it's going to lock up your mana. But I think as soon as Wilderness Wreck hits the board, it's going to get matched by a Brontodon just crushing it. And this might be another negate.
May well be. I think... Oh, man. Not knowing what's in back again's hand is it's so tricky, because you're like, crap, do I negate this? And Bus says, no, you may have that. I need to save this negate for one of the bigger threats, being the Wilderness Reclamation or the Nexus of Fate. So Tamio's going to start digging.
Now I'm curious, how many negates is Bus packing? Is it just the 2, or did he? I think it's just the 2 or 3, maybe.
I'm not sure, but if you draw it, we will know more.
Take a quick gander.
Yeah, see if he's got any other counterspell options. I think he's got some Dovin's Nopes. He has 3. Thank you, chat. Chat MVP. Chat knows more than we do. Alrighty, so root snaring, just straight up being like, nope, you will not hit me today, thanks.
And he has, what does he have on the board? 6. He has 10 damage, so he can actually go ahead and negate this and connect with a win. That is... So when we were talking about how negate doesn't always target...
Well done, negate.
Oh my goodness.
Very heads up play there, hanging on to that negate for dear life, representing lethal, and finding the counterspell to stop the fog from happening. So we are 1-1 in the finals here. Bus 49 versus back again. Bant Ramp versus Simic Nexus. We're going to game 3. What a game. That was excellently played.
That was well played by Bus. He was keeping the Nexus player's hand, essentially keeping it hostage by always representing the 2 mana for a negate, and it forced the opponent to them to essentially evaluate what he wanted to commit and what he wanted to sort of toss out there. It puts you a little bit in more of a defensive stance of what do I want to throw out to get negated. At the same time, having a board with Cavalier of Thorns, having threats on the board in order to go ahead and really put some pressure. It seemed like the Nexus player had the tools to sort of, slow things down, keep his opponent at bay until he can actually establish his own thing. But drawing those 2 negates was absolutely key.
That was crucial
to keeping yourself, at least keeping the pressure and the tempo on your side.
Yeah, gotta make sure you get another turn, gotta make sure you can get your points of damage in where it matters, and he did exactly that. Taking a look at the opening hands, this is... Whoa, that's very, very landy. But you know what, we're going to keep it, says back again, and we're going to get things on the board as fast as we can. Let's ramp with Growth Cycle, let's get Blast Zone ticking up, and let's get Tamiyo digging through our library to find all of our goodies. Taking a look at the other side, we do have the Deputy of Detention, we got Aether Gust, Excellence Binding, and a Thrashing Bronzodon, so pretty good hands from both players.
No, it's looking good. Again, lots of ramp, Growth Spiral. Tamiyo's already there.
There's gonna be so much land.
Yeah, it's gonna be dependent now on how Bus wants to play this. If he wants to play it, a little bit more defensively, but his hand does not necessarily give him that option. So he's gonna probably have to go ahead and put the pressure on early. Ixalan's Binding, if you can connect with it, on curve on, let's say, a Tamiyo or on a Wilderness Wreck, could really, really stall the game out, because his opponent will have only one option to kill it, really being the blink of an eye in that case.
Finding more land, and then the second Tamiyo off the opt. So he'll be quite happy just to throw those out whenever he can. He is clear to do so right now. No threats of negatories from Bus this time around. Not even having any negates in the hand, but he does have the Excellence Binding, so he could brick the second Tamiyo in the hand of Back Again.
That's right. So he can go ahead and grab Tamiyo. He has the Bronto there to deal with a Wilderness Reclamation that hits the board. So it's looking pretty good right there. At the same time, Deputy of Detention is he's just sitting there. We got another Landwar Elf providing a little bit more ramp if possible. No negates in hand just yet, but this is probably your best option right now, is to hit the Ixalan's Binding on the Tamiyo.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But I mean, what else would you hit? Perhaps you'd hit the Wilderness Reclamation with it, meaning that your Brontodon is kind of not as effective for what it's there for. I mean, it's still providing a little bit of tempo, but... Well,
that search for Wilderness Reclamation may have told him that there isn't one in hand to have to deal with, so, yeah, we could see the Deputy of Detention just go down and scoop, but there is another Tamiyo in hand, so obviously they don't know this. So it's going to be the Deputy of Detention grabbing Tamiyo, saying, "Not today, lady," and swinging in for 4 juicy points of damage, perhaps?
Yeah, he's going to connect, and that's kind of what you want to do over here. He's going to actually establish a little bit more ramp with that Landwar Elf, connect for 3, and at the same time, that Deputy of Detention just eating up that Tamiyo. But there's another one, but again, that's just another turn that he has to essentially waste to set up his win condition, his Nexus loops, etc., and all of his search cards. In this case, Tamiyo is just not coming down, I guess, and
yeah. Wait, get the Growth Spiral down. A real rush, I suppose. Maybe bluffing a...
Yeah, he could be...
Maybe bluffing the Root Snare, wanting to put the counters on the Blast Zone. He can kill 1s or he can kill 3s.
Yeah, finger's already on the trigger for Blast Zone there. He's probably going to try to kill out those Landwar Elves before... Unless he's looking to kill the 3s with the Deputy Detention.
I could get Tamiyo back that way, I suppose. Yeah.
Plus, you're eliminating the threat of the Brontodon, killing your Wilderness Reclamation or your Search for Scantas, etc.
Yeah. Swinging in for 4 points of damage, taking Back Again down to 13. Bus is looking not too shabby so far. Gonna add some more counters onto the Blast Zone. I think he's gonna go for the 3s. Let's try and eliminate that Brontodon before Wilderness Reclamation hits the board to keep that safe.
Yeah, certainly. You're gonna go for the 3s here, because it's not just a matter of paying that 4 mana to blow away the Brontodon and the Deputy Detention. It also unlocks your Tamiyo, so you're getting some extra value over there. You're freeing up cards and not just destroying them. So it's in terms of tempo swing, it's a massive one for you.
We're gonna see Nissa Who Shakes the World next turn from Bus, so Back Again has got to find something that sticks.
Something's gonna have to, eventually. I think it's just the Nexus players now is just having issues without the Wilderness Reclamation, giving him a little bit more reach on his cards. Yeah. He has the Root Snare, which is gonna save him from, some impending damage that might be breathing down his neck.
Yeah.
But Nissa, once that hits the ground, is gonna be sincerely problematic.
Using Aether Gust on his own creature, sending it to the top of the library, no doubt. Thrashing Brontodon will survive this blast zone, and it gives him the opportunity to Ixalan's Binding the Tamiyo yet again, because I'm not sure we'd see... I don't think we'd see the second one played from hand from Back Again. Defensive Aether Gust. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
keep that safe, because he knows how important it is for him in this matchup. I think it's his only form of, clear enchantment removal and a threatening body on the board, so...
Yeah,
removal on a stick.
He knows where he's going to have to, valuing those cards. It's much like when you sort of play Tyrant Scorn to rescue your own creature.
Yeah.
Or, you unsummon your own creature, just, pull it out of harm's way.
So we found the Wilderness Reclamation. It is revealed to both players. So Bus knows that he needs a way to get rid of that ASAP.
Yeah. And one way to do so is, he's got the Brontodon, which can possibly... harm it there. The issue is, if you're looking at your mana, you can drop Nissa for 5, unlock more mana.
Yeah, you could play Nissa and the Brontodon in the same turn, I believe.
You can, but at that point, you're locked up for mana to actually pay to have the Brontodon kill it. So you're gonna have to make a choice here. Are you going to Ixalan's Binding the Tamiyo? Are you gonna play Brontodon? Are you gonna go and put pressure on with Nissa? There's definitely multiple lines of play here. It depends if you want to be aggressive. I don't know, I might have been more inclined to lock up the Tamiyo with Ixalan's Binding. Then again, you see the Wilderness Reclamation, you might be able to deal with it next turn. You have a next turn.
If you have a next turn, yeah, that's always the risk when you allow the Wilderness Reclamation to go off. But being able to just utilize all the mana in your one turn feels pretty good. So we'll go for a swing on Tamiyo here.
Yeah, and at the same time you have Growth Spiral, which is going to just add you an extra mana. Wilderness Reclamation comes down. You might hunt for a Nexus of Fate with Tamiyo.
Let's go face rather. Yep. Let's try and kill the players as quickly as we can.
Yeah, and this is where it's going to be problematic, because there's no way to kill that Wilderness Reclamation now because you're tapped out. And the Brontodon is just going to be staring at it, waiting for its opportunity to...
Yeah, if he top decks a Nexus, this could get real tricky.
Well, he can hunt for it with Tamiyo. I think, your first course of action over here is to drop land, drop Wilderness Reclamation, and then hunt for your Nexus of Fate.
Yeah.
And then you can get it going, because one land is what's separating Bus from killing that Wilderness Reclamation and maybe having an extra turn and really putting the pressure on here, because... This might be another matter of the Nexus player finding that, like, walking straight up into the edge and not getting pushed off yet. So if he whiffs here, and he did...
He whiffed. Alright, so there is a chance for Bus to wrap things up here if he gets another turn, but it's not over till it's over. There's still Wilderness Reclamation. There's a Mobilized District just to provide some blocking.
Yeah.
And there's the Root Snare to
Root
keep
Snare as well.
Safe, yeah.
Ixalan's Binding.
Ixalan's Binding could grab this Wilderness Reclamation. If he gets a chance to, sure, why not? The Tamiyo, no, I mean, the Tamiyo is the better option because there is one in the hand that he doesn't know about, but... yeah,
he doesn't know about that. The other thing that you got to think about...
two threats at once.
If you're getting rid of the Tamiyo, you're doing so because you do not want your opponent to start either looking for cards that they need or pulling them back out of the graveyard, right? At the same time, there are other cards in this deck that are going to find you Nexus of Fate, right? You're going to find a flipped Search for Riscanta. You can find Drawn from Dreams as well to go ahead and pull that card out. So it's like, do I just get rid of one of 3 or 4 different search options, or do I get rid of Wilderness Reclamation, which really can just go crazy for me here and really cause problems?
So Cavalier of Thorns off the top of the library for Bus, pretty good draw. help him find that land that he's missing currently. We've got Ixalan's Binding. I can deal with threats. We've got the Thrashing Brontodon, which isn't dealing any damage, so let's get rid of that Wilderness Reclamation straight away. He's gonna stall out back again really, really hard here if he gets rid of the Wilderness Reclamation and Tamio in one turn. So let's see what the play is. Tapping correctly.
And the Cavalier of Thorns is going to come in and giving you options to actually find what you need if it's pushed off the board. But again, at this rate, it's just how many threats can I put on the board? How many options can I, look for and hunt for here? Whereas the Nexus player back again is just, okay, we're gonna uptick our Tamio, and we're gonna see what happens.
This is a very stressful situation for back again. He's probably thinking, please don't have things, please don't have things, please don't have things. But we do have things. We've got an Ixalan's Binding that is going to take one of the key pieces from back again's side of the board, and it is going to be the Tamio. Come here. I just imagine, who's in Mortal Kombat?
That is Scorpion.
Get over here! Yoinking it to his side of the board, going, no, you will not play that hand. He doesn't know it, but he has just bricked back again's hand. And this Thrashing Bronto is going to make short work of that Wilderness Reclamation. He's got the mana available, no attacks because of the Root Snare. So let's see what back again can draw off the top. That is a dead Tamio in hand that will not see play. There's the Thrashing Brontodon smoking the Wilderness Reclamation, so no, you will not play that either. He has to draw something amazing, and that is a Forest.
And that's game, potentially. Well, he can always block, he can block with his...
He's got the Mobilized District, but he sees the writing on the wall, and that is it, friends. Bus 49 with Bant Ramp is our winner. Congratulations. What a game. So there you have it, friends. Congratulations to David Buskirk with the Bant Ramp, taking it away from Nexus. You thought Nexus would have had it, but nope.
No.
Not today.
Just ran out of its bag of tricks, Nexus did, and congratulations, Dave, on that wicked victory, and well-deserved. Actually, everybody in the top 8 has really fought it out on Saturday, and then here they are, just, whittling it down to one grand Super Spiffy 2 champion.
Oh, yeah. So friends, thank you again to everyone who entered, everyone who supported, and to all of our awesome sponsors. They made this tournament super spiffy, and there will be Super Spiffy number 3, but I'm gonna have a nap first. On that note, thanks so much for watching.